Welcome to a new deep dive. Today, we're unpacking a comprehensive report from freeproductreports.com all about the Google Pixel 9a.
That's right.
Our mission here is really to figure out if this phone delivers on its promise, more than you expect for less than you think.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look at its AI smarts, that famous Pixel camera tech, and, well, where Google maybe cut some corners on hardware.
Yeah, and what's really interesting, I think, is Google's strategy. They're not just chasing, raw processing power.
Right.
Instead, they're trying to bring high-end AI features down to a more accessible price point. So this deep dive should help you decide if that trade-off works for you.
Okay, let's start with the engine then, the Tensor G4 chip.
Mm-hmm.
How does it actually handle things, especially the AI tasks?
Well, the Tensor G4 is specifically optimized for AI. It really shines with on-device stuff.
Like what, for example?
Things like real-time translation, screening calls, running those complex photo algorithms. It can handle about 45 tokens per second.
45 tokens.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean in practice? Faster AI responses.
Yeah. Exactly. It makes Gemini feel more like a real-time conversation partner. Less of that awkward lag you might remember from older AI.
So it sounds like Google's making a very deliberate choice. Great on-device AI, but maybe don't expect it to be your main gaming rig. Is that the deal?
This is pretty much it. I mean, it runs games like Genshin Impact, okay, medium to high settings usually.
Okay.
But the benchmarks, things like Geekbench 6 multi-core, they show it's clearly behind the flagship gaming chips. We're talking around 4,425 versus like 6,800 plus for the top competitors. And yeah, you might see some thermal throttling if you push it really hard for a long time with demanding games. So AI powerhouse, yes. Gaming beast, not so much.
Got it. So building on that AI strength, let's talk Gemini AI assistant. This seems like a big part of the pitch. What can it do and how integrated is it really?
Gemini is very deeply woven in. It's multimodal, understands text, voice, even images through your camera.
Multimodal.
Okay. Yeah. And Gemini Live lets you have these quite natural back and forth conversations. Plus, it hooks into your Google Maps, Calendar, Gmail, YouTube Music.
So it actually uses your other Google stuff.
Exactly. And a really cool feature is Gemini Live with camera and screen sharing.
How does that work?
Imagine you'll point your camera at, say, a plant you don't recognize or a menu in another language. Gemini can see it and help you out in real time.
Like having an expert looking over your shoulder?
Pretty much. One small note, though, that Smart Pixel Screenshots app for organizing screenshots.
Yeah.
That's not on the 9A.
Okay, good to know. Let's shift to the camera. Pixel cameras have this, legendary status, often more about the software, the computational photography, than just the lenses.
Right.
How does the 9A's camera system stack up?
It genuinely gets flagship-level photos. It combines solid hardware, a 48 MP main, 13 MP ultrawide, with Google's really industry-leading software, HDR plus, night sight.
The usual pixel magic?
Yep. And it gives you very natural, true-to-life colors. It's a different look than, say, the more saturated style you might get from a Samsung A56.
Okay.
But the real edge, I think, comes from the unique AI editing tools. Add Me lets you pop someone into a photo convincingly. And Best Take is amazing for group shots, lets you swap faces from a burst to get everyone looking good.
That sounds useful. What about video?
Video's serviceable. It does 4K at 60 fps, which is fine for everyday clips.
But not quite flagship level.
Yeah, you might notice stabilization isn't quite as smooth, or maybe the dynamic range isn't as wide in tricky lighting compared to the top-tier phones. It's good, just maybe not outstanding.
All right, so putting this all together, what's the daily experience like, especially battery life? That's always crucial.
Battery life is actually a major strength here. The 5100 milliamp battery is quite large for this class.
And how does that translate in use?
It consistently gets you through a full day of heavy use. Sometimes even 2 days if your usage is lighter.
2 days. Serious?
Yeah, and one video streaming test, for example, it lasted, 13 hours and 15 minutes. That's really top-notch endurance.
Okay, that sounds great, but there's usually a catch.
There is. Charging. It's a clear compromise. It only supports 23W wired charging, which is pretty slow these days, or just 7.5W wireless.
Ouch. How long for a full charge?
You're looking at about 1 hour and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And no charger in the box either.
Right, the classic chargerless box. So amazing battery life, but slow refueling. That's quite a trade-off.
It really is. It depends entirely on your habits. If you charge overnight, you probably won't care about the speed.
True.
But if you rely on quick top-ups during the day, that slow charging could be, annoying. It really shows Google's balancing act.
So Zooming out a bit,
Yeah.
beyond the specs, what's the bigger picture? Why is this phone important for Google, and what's the value proposition for, the person buying it?
Well, the Pixel 9a is, I think, strategically vital for Google. It's their main entry point into their whole AI ecosystem.
The affordable gateway drug to Google AI.
Sort of, yeah. Especially when you often see it on sale for around, $399.90. That's aggressive pricing.
Very.
And you combine that price with a great screen, that excellent camera we talked about, and crucially, that promise of 7 years of software and security updates.
7 years is huge, unmatched, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It offers extraordinary value. Google's basically trying to bring its core AI experience to as many people as possible, challenging competitors who often charge way more for similar smart features.
Okay, so wrapping up, the report gives the Pixel 9a an overall score of 87 out of 100 and a bang-for-buck rating of 9.5 out of 10, which is really high.
Yeah, that value score is telling.
It definitely excels with its display, the software, and AI smarts, and that incredible battery life.
Which brings us back to the key question, doesn't it? What's most important to you in a phone?
Exactly. Are you someone who lives for the AI features, the smart camera tricks? Or are you a heavy mobile gamer needing that top-end processor? Do you value getting updates for 7 years, keeping your phone longer? Or is fast charging an absolute must-have for your daily routine?
It forces you to think about priorities.
Definitely. You need to consider your own use case. The Pixel 9a is clearly a compelling option for a lot of people, but that specific mix of strengths and, let's call them compromises, makes the final choice really personal.